Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivraja Kacharya Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, entitled The Forest of Enjoyment, Text 38. As a long Sanskrit prose, so we're going to skip it. We'll read translation and purport. But before we do that, let's recollect something from yesterday. Bolo.
In this world, we suffer again and again, but we didn't learn anything from that. And we suffer again and again. And there is no option.
There is no option. There is no option. Yes, we suffer again and again, and then we suffer again and again, and then we suffer again and again, and we never learn anything. So foolish, no? That's mode of ignorance. That's mode of ignorance. That's why devotees, it's only by the mercy of the devotees they can pull us up, you know, and pull us out, or they can dig down and push us up, you know, it's like, only by the mercy of devotees we can be elevated to the little higher platform of life. Then this is why, what is the most important? What is the most important thing? Prasadam. 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 Because prasadam has transcendental consciousness. It's invested with transcendental consciousness. And only by prasadam, which also means mercy, no? One can more easily elevate one's consciousness, because to situate oneself in the environment or practice of mode of goodness, it's not so easy. It's very difficult. Even if one becomes inspired by some heavy preaching, so to say, to try to do it, it's not easy. But just by taking prasada, one's consciousness becomes purified and elevated. So that's why that's the glory, that's the mercy, that's the process of devotional life, just to take prasada. Just to take prasada. So to whichever extent one can do that, to that extent one can really elevate oneself to the at least higher levels of material life, what to speak of spiritual life. How powerful prasadam is. This is why Lord Jagannath, he appeared in this age. Why? Just to give mercy like this, just prasadam, 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 prasadam. No? That's it, just prasadam. So when we are suffering like this, and we continue suffering and learn nothing, and again we suffer and do the same things and worse things and whatever, there's no hope. There's no hope. There's no way. That's like it said, moha jala, the network of illusion. You go on your network of illusion, mobile phone, you cannot get out. You cannot get out. You're addicted. Only devotee can pull you out. Or, hopefully, again, by devotee's mercy, if you have some prasadam, maybe then you'll realize what the moha jala that is. No? Just like a fish, the example it's given, when they put net in the river, ocean, lake, whatever that people are fishing, then they put that net, and the fish enters the net. But then when he enters the net, then the gills, the gills like lungs, the fish has gills here at the head, that's how it's breathing, Then they get stuck, and the fish cannot pull its head back. Or sometimes they trap the mouse, the mouse, you make a big hole, but at the end is smaller, so it enters easily, but then it cannot come out. It gets stuck. They put like this, big hole, and then smaller, and then cannot come out. It's one type of trap. So, and then the fish, it's caught in that net, and the more it wiggles, and the more it kind of, tumbles and tries to come out and swims here, there, this, that, it becomes more entangled. There's no hope. There's no hope. Finished. So that's how we are also entangled like this by the modes, lower modes. It's so easier to become entangled by the lower modes of material nature. Very easy, very easy. This gliding down, it's so fast. It's just like, don't have to even glide. You just practically drop, like you drop a stone from the building. You just drop down into lower tamas, lowest tamas possible. It's so easy, so easy. But to come out and come up, yeah? So much endeavor, so much struggle, so much tapasya. Just like swimming upstream. So difficult, so difficult. So that's why only hope is prasadam, only hope is devotees. How many devotees do we have? Very, very few. Very, very few. Yeah. So then where is the chance to have prasadam also? Very less. No. That's the only hope for this world. There's no other hope. People are so entangled in the lower modes of material nature, so trapped. There's no hope. Yeah? So that's why only by devotees' mercy, by prasadam's mercy, we can elevate our consciousness from this dullness, from this ignorance, from this madness, that we are just caught in mohajala, internet work of Maya. So that's why we don't learn the lesson. That's why devotee has to come and give you a slap, to wake up, jiv jago, nonsense, conditioned soul. There's no other hope. There's no other hope. Yeah. Okay, what other point? Where are these people now? Anything else?
Yes, the duality of material nature, bhoga and tyaga comes with hankering and knowledge.
Okay, we talked about bhoga, tyaga, hankering and lamentation. No? Okay, I won't repeat that. We discussed that. No? That's also, these are conditional principles of material existence. What else?
And people are actually, they hate each other, but the reason behind coming here together is like...
Yeah, so that's why. Some interest, we have some interest, that's what we talked about. People have certain interest. Exam, today exam. I know answer. Offering, how come so early offering? It is ready. Okay, class khatam ho gaya. Sit down. So that's why we have certain interest for our own sense gratification, and as long as that's the primary cause for interacting with others, and as soon they don't fit into the equation of our sense gratification, there is a hatred, no, and enmity and war and fight and conflict. That's it. It's all just based on sense gratification. There's nothing deeper, there is nothing higher, there is nothing meaningful. It's just whether it's pleasing to senses or not. Yes or no. That's it. But just like I remember I saw this, there was some clip you have sent 2 years back, no? Yes. That boy who, with a cricket bat, he knocked his mother because she didn't give him a mobile phone. No? Is that nice? No. She took his mobile phone and told him to study. And then he was pretending to study, and then he freaked out. He threw the book, and then he saw the cricket bat, and then he went and knocked his mother on the head with the cricket bat. No? So is that nice? Just for sense gratification. I can't have my sense gratification, therefore everybody is my enemy now. Understand? Is that nice? Just imagine Guru tells you something for your good, and you shoot down your Guru or something. It's just. But where is the consciousness? Where is the gratitude? Where is the sanity? It doesn't exist because we are just like animals. Animals act on the levels of, Tama and Raja, Tamas and Rajas. That's it. That's it. So, what kind of existence is this? beastly existence. Might makes right, that's all. But, somebody else will be mightier than you, then what are you going to do? Then how can you have any society there? It's just going to be one person exploiting another, and that another one will be exploited by someone else. So that's so disgusting, vicious cycle of material existence, But that's what it is. That's what material world is. Jivo jivasya jivanam. Chatushpada ahani, what is that? One living being anyway. It's the food for another. That's it. That's it. That's material. You like that? Pankaj, you like that? हाँ ऐसे अच्छा लगता है? ऐसे सिद्धांत अच्छा लगता है? That's the point. That's the point. Anyway, so you like that? When people exploit each other and you get exploited? That's the principle of material existence. There's nothing going to be changing. As long as you're in this material world, that's going to be the case. That's going to be going on. That's it. That's the principle. Jivo jivasya jivanam. Somebody will always be on the top exploiting those who are below. And then even the one on the top will be toppled down and somebody else will replace him. And then that one also will be, How many kings, just like Mother Bhumi, she is laughing. 11th canto. So many kings come and go, so many presidents come and go. For a few years, the whole life it's focused on, how to, exploit within those few years, and then, somebody else comes and goes, and somebody else. Or sometimes they even shoot. In Europe now, they shoot one president, they wanted to assassinate him. That's in the European Union. That's not as you're supposed to think that they're civilized, or this goes on, and that's so much nonsense. Somehow that fellow survived. Now, president of a country. What was security doing? That's another interesting thing. It's like, anyway, so-called. There's no security. That's material world. They just remove you. So everybody's struggling to achieve some position, but you can't maintain that position. You can't maintain that position. Anyway, I won't say this. There's something in management. It's funny. Okay, I'll tell that, because it's not a public lecture. They have a principle that how do you get on the top? They have the managerial siddhanta. How do you get on the top? Because generally we are weak. We are unable somehow. We need some help. We need some encouragement, strength. So there was one crow. And that crow was very weak, malnourished. It was very hungry. So then, there comes the bull. And the bull was, grazing around, eating grass, whatever. And the crow can't eat grass, and so crow was like, so what? I'm so weak. So then the crow asked the bull, please help me. I'm so weak, I can't find my food because I can't fly and I can't move, I'm so weak. So then the bull said, okay, eat some of my dung. So the bull passed the dung, and then the crow ate some dung. Gobar. So then the crow got a little more, some energy. So, then, wow, nice. Then the crow ate a little more. Then it started little flying. So then it went on the branch of the tree. And then felt a little more encouraged. Then he went down again. Then he ate more of the bull dung, and then became even more powerful. He went on almost, pretty high on the tree. Was able now. And then the crow thought, oh, now you see, I will take more. I will eat more of the bull dung. And then I can get on the top. Once I get on the top, then I can scan and see everything and, conquer the world. Now, so then the crow went down again and ate more of the dung, bull dung, and then went on the top. But when the crow was on the top, there was a farmer there. Farmer don't like crows or those birds which eat the, crops and stuff, no? So there was the farmer, and the farmer had a big gun. And by the big gun, he knocked out the crow. He killed the crow. Yeah? So what is the lesson? The lesson is, people get on the top of there, they become CEO, they become this, they become that, They get on the top, somehow or other. They get on the top. But there is always someone who is looking how to knock you down from the top. No? So the lesson is, the bullshit may get you on the top, but it cannot maintain you there. That's the lesson. हाँ पंकज समझ गया पक्का So this is the nature of material world, no? Of material existence. Okay, any other points? Yesterday, yes.
If we are discussed that if someone hates, someone cheat us, then we should not allow us.
Okay, we should not be allowed to be cheated. No? We should not allow ourselves that someone cheats us and exploits us. No. So then we can adopt any similar means, to retaliate, to protect ourselves, to protect our Krishna consciousness. That's it. There are some people, they're called, I can say they're called, they're like from Middle Ages that their order was established. They're like kind of part of Protestant Christianity. Quakers. And they're just like Gandhi, no violence. No violence. They don't believe in violence. They said violence will not resolve anything. So they met once my Guru Maharaj, and they just pulled in the parking lot. He was in the car. And that man just very boldly approached and he said, do you people believe in reincarnation? So my Guru Maharaj said, sure, yes, definitely. We also, they also believe in reincarnation. That's at least, that's something interesting. They believe in reincarnation. So they were discussing a little bit about reincarnation, and then somehow it came that topic of non-violence. I said, yes, non-violence is the highest principle, but still, sometimes, if somebody attacks you, you have to defend yourself. And then this fellow, he said, no, even then, one should not be violent. And my Guru Maharaj was thinking, so what to say now, it's like they're very adamant in this. So then he said, he was with his wife, that man. So he said, what if somebody attacks your wife? Then you would have to protect her, no? You should protect her. And then he said, no, even So it's very staunch like this, So then my Guru saw that, what's the use, what's the point, how do you explain to this man that sometimes violence is necessary, why we have police, why we have army, why, sometimes, you can't, even in your blood, there's violence going on, bacteria comes, it's natural, you have to protect, it's protection, You're not aggressor, but to protect, you have, just like we hear, Bhagavad Gita, 5 aggressors, one who burns your house, one who steals your wife, one who takes your land, one who plunders your wealth, one who gives you poison. You can kill those. That's Shastra. So so that's aggression. But if you're defending yourself, that's not aggression. That's not aggression. So anyway, so then, if you're just completely non-violent like this, absolutely non-violence, then you don't achieve anything. Just like, again, it's very well known that it's not by non-violence that Gandhi, liberated India from British, so to say. It's not by non-violence. It was Subhash Chandra who was building an army, and that was such a big threat for the British, in Myanmar, in Burma. He was building up the army from deserters, or those who have been captured by Germans and then they were sent to him, those soldiers. He was building an army. And that was the big threat. And then less and less people would have, participate for the British fighting, means Indian soldiers. And that's how British, they just figured out we can't maintain India now. That's how they gave up. They didn't give up because of Gandhi or something. What do they care about Gandhi? They so many times anyway put him in the jail and something. So what will Gandhi do? What will people do? It's like, so that's a big misconception. It's because of that military threat. It's because of military, not because of some sentimental, reasons or something. Who cares about that? Like there was one example. There was one man in Ireland. So, British are not sentimental. They're not foolish like this also. To conquer India, you have to be quite intelligent. Yes or no? Yeah? So there was one man in Ireland. So he was, demanding certain things. And he was saying that I'm fasting. So, like there's some people, political, this and that, no? So they will take, upvas, vrata or something until this is fulfilled, I will remain fasting. So he remained fasting. And he died fasting. And nobody cared. No? You understand? Not a very intelligent thing to do, no? It's stupid, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah, well, it doesn't work. It's stupid. And then what did you accomplish? Nothing. Even you lost your life. So it's stupid. So like that. Okay, any other points? Otherwise I'll start playing. Any other points? Bolo, fast.
Everybody disappointed because nobody connected to Krishna.
Everybody is disappointed because
Nobody connected to Krishna.
nobody is connected to Krishna. Yes, because only Krishna can satisfy everyone. Okay, any other point? This was to wake you up. Why are you sleeping? Very tired, but then regulate somehow, that. Today you're going what, 10 or 1?
11 p.m.
11. What p.m.? a.m. Okay. Anything else? No? Okay, time is running. So today we have the path of this material world is full of material miseries. So that we are constantly now discussing. So many verses. And various troubles disturb the conditioned souls. But what is interesting, we just don't remember those troubles. This is power of illusion. This is power of illusion. We still keep on hoping, yes, in the future I will be happy and everything will be perfect, no? In the future. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalaka Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What, today is Kitri? That's why it's so fast? No, anyway, okay. Sometimes he loses and sometimes he gains. In either case, the path is full of danger. Sometimes the conditioned soul is separated from his father by death or other circumstances. Leaving him aside, he gradually becomes attached to others, such as his children. This is very interesting. Like you perpetuate your attachments. Like he said, a man is attached to the father, then father goes, then you become attached to your children more. That bondage, that entanglement in material life, it never ceases because the principle, you're maintaining the same principles. No? Main one, the attachment. Just like sometimes, if you're heavily attached to your family, you don't become a brahmachari or something, then you will become attached to your wife. Then from that attachment, you'll be attached to children. Then from that attachment, you'll be attached to grandchildren. You'll never become attached to Krishna. Yeah? The principle of attachment remains. The only way to get the higher attachment and eternal attachment, it's not easy. It's not easy. No? So, that's another trouble. That's another trouble of material existence. Because how many families you've been attached? What is the use of that? This life, this family, just like Chitraketu's son said, you're my father, but I had so many fathers. I had so many fathers. So what? So what? I had so many families. No, but we think, no, this is it. This is eternal. This is ultimate. This is all. This is... What an illusion. What an illusion. And then you suffer. Leaving him aside, he gradually becomes attached to others, such as his children. In this way, the conditioned soul is sometimes illusioned and afraid. Sometimes he cries loudly out of fear, sometimes he is happy maintaining his family, and sometimes he is overjoyed and sings melodiously. In this way, he becomes entangled and forgets his separation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead since time immemorial. That's why we find some other objects of attachment. We find other objects or persons that we are having affection and affection towards, or attraction towards, and we forget Krishna. There's one very, very wonderful. Yesterday I was just reading, since Jiva Goswami now, in Jiva Goswami Sandarbhas, Jiva Goswami mentions, he said, how do we fall from material world? You're attracted to something. Whatever you want to be attracted to. Just imagine, you're attracted to your phone. And you embrace the phone. Or whatever. You embrace that, what you're attracted to. So, note this down. It's a very important point. So you're embracing what you're attracted to. But what you're embracing, you're assuming the qualities of that you're attracted to. That's how Maya works. You're attracted to Maya, you're embracing Maya, and you're embracing the qualities that you're attracted to. And those qualities recharged you. Let's say, you're embracing mode of ignorance. So those qualities cover you with mode of ignorance, and you become the mode of ignorance, or even more attracted to mode of ignorance. That's how it works. Just like a pig wallows in the mud or something. So you develop that muddy consciousness. Oh, I like the mud, and you always go into the mud. No? Yes. Yeah. Or you see the water buffalo goes always into water. You're attracted by something, and you assume those qualities. You understand? So that's how we are trapped in this material world, always shifting from one mode to another mode, one situation to another situation, another family, one family, this, that, another one. That's how it works. We are attracted by something and we are embracing this. It's not that Maya is embracing us. No, we are embracing Maya and we are assuming those qualities, conditioned qualities. No? That's the situation. And we are not happy. We are not happy on this path. He said, those who are, Bhagavatam says, those who are self-realized simply take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in order to get out of this dangerous material existence. It's dangerous because we are always in illusion. Every life after life, you're in complete illusion, being attracted to something that has no permanence, that has no substance. What an existence. What an illusory existence. And that's why you can never be happy. So without accepting the devotional path, one cannot get out of the clutches of material existence. That's why I said in the beginning, no? Either by devotee's mercy, or by prasadam, which is also devotee, part of devotee's mercy. There's no other way to elevate one's consciousness. No way. You can stay for billions of creations, meaning so many universes manifested and not. Even then, what to speak of within the universe, so many lifetimes. Trapped because of Maya, if devotee doesn't come and help us. The conclusion is that no one can be happy in material life. One must take to Krishna consciousness. That's it. There's no other option. Go and try. A fool, wasting the life. You know, as we haven't seen enough, as we haven't heard enough, and that's the 10th offense, remaining attached, even though we know it's not good. Heavy verse, no, today. But that's how things are. Anyway, let's read the purport fast. By thoroughly analyzing the materialistic way of life, any sane man can understand that there is no at least happiness in this world. However, due to continuing on the path of danger from time immemorial and not associating with saintly persons, and not associating with saintly persons, because you don't even have a saintly persons nowadays. So many cheaters and so-called, motivating speakers on internet, and so much rubbish is going on. They're just pulling you deeper into illusion and ignorance. The conditioned soul under illusion wants to enjoy this material world. You want to enjoy. Then you embrace and you assume the qualities of it. What? Raja, tamas, maybe a little sattva something. Stupid. Material energy sometimes gives him a chance at so-called happiness, but the conditioned soul is perpetually being punished by material nature. You want to enjoy something, and that something, keeps on kicking you and lashing you and smashing you and whatever, and you always come back. So foolish. It is therefore said, Dandya jane raja yena nadite chubaya. Materialistic life means continuous unhappiness, but sometimes we accept happiness as it appears between the gaps. Sometimes a conditioned person is submerged in water and hauled out. Actually, all of this is meant for punishment. All of it is meant for punishment. And you're hauled out. We know that story of donkey, that's called donkey chair. They tie you, they put you in the water till you can't breathe, you're dying. And then they pull you out and then, what a happiness, no? What a happiness. It's not happiness. It's not happiness. They want to keep you like this so they can pull you down again so you can suffer more. If they wouldn't want to play with you like this, they would have just kept you in the water to drown in the first place. But they pull you out to have a little more fun, and you think, oh, what a happiness, no? Stupid. Stupid. Happiness between the gaps. Actually, all of this is meant for punishment, but he feels a little comfort when he is taken out of the water. This is the situation with a conditioned soul. All the Shastras therefore advise that one associates with devotees and saintly people. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shaslikaya, Lava Matra, Sadhu Sanghe, Sarva Siddhihaya. Even by a little association with devotees, the conditioned soul can get out of this miserable material condition. This Krishna consciousness movement is therefore trying to give everyone a chance to associate with saintly people. Therefore, all the members of this Krishna consciousness society must themselves be perfect sadhu in order to give a chance to fallen conditioned souls. This is the best humanitarian work. Okay, any questions? Yeah.
In this purport, mentioned about past conditioning. So, what person will do when he was too much attached with the.
Okay, past conditioning, too much attachment. Well, it's always the principle. You cultivate present conditioning and present attachments, which hopefully should be Krishna conscious. That's it. We don't worry about past, because the more you contemplate upon anything, you're again impressing it back. No? So let's say that's one thing, but let's say these conditionings are so strong that keep on regularly reminding us. Still, again, keep on chanting, keep on taking more prasadam, keep on serving, keep on associating. Everything fades in the course of time, no? Everything fades, everything will be erased or surfaced, or just, just everything will just disappear, will evaporate. Yeah, that's a better word, maybe. Everything will, in the course of time. Especially if we intake something or impress something that it's of spiritual nature. And that's why we are doing bhakti. In the course of time, all the other, bad impressions will be leveled out, or filled with some Krishna conscious impressions. No. Okay?
And Prabhuji, you also mentioned about when we embrace that guna, then the qualities of guna is also.
Yes, you embrace any nonsense, that's those kind of qualities you will assume. You go on internet, you go on anything, you go whatever you go, and you associate with that, you will assume those qualities. That's why it's advised better to associate with devotees. You want to talk to some girl or something, this and that, then you embrace so much rajas. And your consciousness becomes molded by that also. Anything like this, any form of Maya. Then you assume those qualities and you identify. Therefore you become that. At least that's what you think. Yeah.
Then you also mentioned that one person who is embraced or by that qualities, he likes that qualities more.
Yeah, embraced by qualities, you like those qualities.
But if someone is attracted by these qualities, then how he will know that it is wrong and something is good for him?
That's why we need devotees. We won't know that it's wrong. We need devotees to tell us. But we don't like to hear that. That's the biggest problem. That's our biggest problem. Somebody instructs you, that's like Chanakya Pandit said, this is like feeding snake with the milk, no? Just makes it more poisonous sometimes. That's why devotees preach to those who have less poison, Avoid the demons. They won't like it. They won't like it. So what can be done? Well, then you leave it. Then they go down, Krishna says in Gita, they sink down to the lowest species of life. Envious, such kind of envious, people. And then hopefully maybe sometimes once they, burn out so much bad karma and everything, maybe they'll by Krishna's arrangement again through this evolution of, species, the consciousness, they elevate to higher species and maybe they get some human form chance again. Otherwise it's very unlikely, Or maybe devotee throws some prasadam, no? Devotee throws prasadam. What happened to that puppy, black puppy? Finished, huh? Why? Really, the car?
One last home, one red car is very, drives very fast from here to.
So maybe, see? See?
second 50, 60.
So see what is life. See what is life. That's why I was giving prasadam to these puppies. That one day I went out, I wanted to give them some roti, some khichdi, what was there, something, you know. At least they get some chance, because generally they don't survive, too many of them. Usually some or other, something happens. Finished. You know, one puppy less. It's gone. That's material life. And anyway, they're struggling. They're, you know, it's so cold and so much threat and so much, you just hear them every now and then just crying all the time. But we think, oh, so nice, puppies, you know, this and that. That's material existence. Nothing's safe, nothing's certain, nothing's wonderful, nothing's good, practically. Yeah. Then also like this, you know, and maybe you get some lower type of body like this, then only hope is prasadam. So these demons, they don't get dog's body, they're worse than dogs. You know, they get snake or scorpion bodies or something. But sometimes maybe they can come up to the dog's position or something and get some prasadam. You don't know who these jivas are. No. But again, by devotee's mercy, by prasadam's mercy, one can become elevated. No? Time is running. Can you ask tomorrow? What? Okay, last, fast.
Just like prasadam is very much important to elevate our consciousness.
Yeah.
Things which are good, bad, materialistic, it is also very harmful, or association of that papers are more harmful.
Why are you asking this as if you don't know? It's just like being in the cage with a tiger. Is that nice? That's how it is described. Or living in the same room with a cobra. That's how it is. And eating the remnants or something. That's materialistic person. So you choose. You know. That's how it is. Because that's why any you step on their sense gratification, what we discussed yesterday, day before, you know, they'll be like a snake. Immediately. You think they're so nice, they're so good at this and that. You step on their sense gratification, you disturb that, just see what they turn into. That's materialistic person. Okay, last.
Material pleasure gives us enjoyment.
Material pleasure gives us enjoyment.
But they also bring suffering. And why don't we understand this?
So why we don't understand that material brings us both? That's the whole point, because we don't have brain. That's why we don't understand. That's why we don't understand. We don't. And only prasadam can give you some brain, no? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti. Krishna can give you through the mercy of devotees. So we can understand, because that's the whole point. We are so much in tamas that we don't understand, no? Tamas means ignorance. Okay. So Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Help, Prabhu.